Introducing the Open Palm Podcast, hosted by Jerome Shaw. Available today on your favorite podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor.fm, and many more. The Open Palm Podcast, where the host engages his listeners with inspirational messages, motivating themes, and thought-provoking ideas. Topics include: make more mistakes, how much is your value, don't get right, get going, learning to let go, excellence is a habit, and more. Binge listen today. Subscribe today. It's getting excellent ratings. That's the Open Palm Podcast, hosted by Jerome Shaw. You can also find it on YouTube. Make sure you share it with your social networks and connect on Twitter and Instagram at Jerome Shaw. That's the Open Palm Podcast with Jerome Shaw. Available today on your favorite podcasting platforms. Go listen, download, and subscribe now.
One of the things that I've struggled with and often had to learn new perspective has been the concept of it's always perfect. Non-judgment of good or bad, but just as it is, it's all perfect. Playing the shakuhachi flute, that has been a task of mine. I'm not judging the sound that comes out or doesn't come out as good or bad, but in that moment, it's perfect. There's a story that was told to me by a very good friend, a story about a farmer in a village and his son. The farmer's boy went out and they found a horse. This horse was very wild, but they were able to wrangle it in. And so the neighborhood, the villagers, they said, "Oh wow, wonderful. You have a new horse, exciting. How fortunate." And the farmer said, "Maybe so, or maybe not. Who am I to say?" Then the farmer's boy, trying to break in the horse, fell off and broke his leg. The villagers cried, "Oh wow, how unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear about your boy. What bad luck." And the farmer said, "Maybe so, or maybe not. Who am I to say?" Then there was a draft held for young boys to be taken to go to war. And when the soldiers came to bring the young boy and to draft him into the army, they had a note saying, "All able-bodied boys to be taken." And by the time they came around, they were not able to take his son because of his injury. And the villagers said, "Oh wow, how fortunate. Your son doesn't have to go to war. What good luck." The farmer simply said, "Maybe so, or maybe not. Who am I to say?" Who are we to judge the circumstances in our life? I ask myself, who am I to judge the sound that comes out of the flute as good or bad? Maybe so, or maybe not. But who am I to say? What if it was all perfect? Everything. What if everything was perfect? Viewing the world like that, with such a perspective that nothing is either good or bad, but thinking is what makes it so. When we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. Try this as an exercise. Non-judgment. When something happens in your life, instead of thinking that it is happening for your bad or even for the good. What if it's just perfect, just the way it is? What if you are where you are right now because you're supposed to be? And that's okay. It's all perfect. No judgment, just the way it is. And if something else happens in your life, then that too will be just the way it is, just perfect. It's just an exercise, just a food for thought. But it can be a thought. Then when you start thinking this way, it can change the way you operate throughout your life. Thank you for listening, my friend. This has been Jerome Shaw on TOP, that is the Open Palm Podcast here in Live Oak, Texas. The open palm means harmony with the world, understanding our place in the world, using our skills accordingly, greeting the world with an open palm instead of a closed fist. I pray you received a kind message today, letting you know that it could all just be perfect. We may be swayed this way and that from the media and from news and from everyone else's perceptions and opinions, but when you think about the way you view things, your mentality creates your reality. While everyone is crying or laughing, you can be content. You can be satisfied to know that it's all perfect, all part of the divine plan. Share this episode with a like-minded individual, learning and growing, becoming their greatest version just like you, my friend. Being all they can be, just the way they are. Pay it forward so more can hear the message. And if this is your very first time receiving this podcast, my friend, definitely subscribe for more inspirational messages like this. And if you feel compelled to support, consider opening your browser to anchor.fm/jshaw. Clicking that support button there is much appreciated, my friend. Thank you to all the wonderful supporters who continue to donate to the podcast. Much love to you. And have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are. Stay blessed. And take care, my friend. Hey there, my friend. So, you've heard about Anchor, but do you know why it's the easiest way to make a podcast? Well, first off, it's free. It allows you to use creation tools that let you record your podcast right from your phone or computer. It also distributes your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more platforms. You can even make money from your podcast with minimum listenership. It's everything you need in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. Can't wait to hear yours. Let's see what you have to offer the world.